Hey guys, it's your friend John here. Today, I'll be making another interesting weapon that I think you guys are really gonna like. Today, I'll be making a steampunk knuckle duster finger ring. And if you're wondering what steampunk is, it's basically a type of art or style based on late 1800s, early 1900s science fiction. As you can see in the pictures, it's that type of art style, and that's why I'm going to be using that type of style in this design. Now there's a few things you need. Number one, some form of wood. A piece of wood, small piece of wood, nothing big. And then you're going to need one copper or brass pipe strap. This is a metal copper pipe strap. And some copper or brass screws to hold it in. So first step I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my piece of wood. I got it marked right here on this line. It's a little over 7 centimeters long, and that's where I'm going to cut it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the belt sander right here, and I'm going to use it to round down these edges and make it more smooth and even. Now I'm going to use a hand file for more precision so I can make it more round and more even, something that I couldn't do with the machine. So as you can now see, it has been sanded down. I am finished sanding it down. It looks a lot nicer. There is a very clear difference, as you can see in the two pictures. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to drill a hole in the center for my finger. You want to know something funny? It kind of reminds me of one of those key controls for a car where you push to unlock and lock. Boop, 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 boop. Kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Only made out of wood. So I got it marked out where I'm going to drill the hole to stick my finger in. And I'm going to start with a smaller drill bit and then work my way up and get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's a nice comfortable size for my finger. Now I'm going to use this style of drill bit to make this hole wider and wider. I'm using the exact style of drill bit, only one size bigger. Like I said, I'm going to go bigger and bigger until my finger fits in that hole comfortably. Once you're done making your hole the proper size for your finger to fit in, take a rounded file and just file it all by hand to make those edges more smooth and rounded. So as you can see, I got my hole done. It's nice, rounded, and smooth. It fits my finger very comfortably. I also added this little hole right here. I'm going to add a key ring to it later. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to now darken the wood by using a blowtorch. Now we're going to take our sandpaper and we're going to start wet sanding it. Now that's done, you can see it has a nice brown look to it. It's nice and dry. I let it dry. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add the copper pipe strap right here onto here. And I'm going to bend it so it better matches this area so it looks really nice and fits perfectly. I'm going to bend it by hand and see if I can match it with that top part. So now that I got my copper pipe strap matching perfectly with this top round part, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'm going to drill a hole here, and I'm going to add these two little screws to hold it in on here. I got it screwed on. It looks really nice. It fits pretty well. What I'm doing next is I'm going to take this off so I can apply the clear coat and hit every spot. Then once I'm done applying the clear coat, then I'm going to assemble it back together. I got it secured in my vise. I took off the copper top part. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start applying the clear coat. So as you can see, I got the clear coat all on. It looks really nice and really shiny. What I'm doing next is now I'm going to take this copper top and I'm going to screw it onto the top. Alright, looks good. So what I'm going to do next is I have this leather right here and I cut a small piece off already, and I'm going to use that leather to put it through this hole so I can put a key ring on it. Alright, there we go. We got our leather strap on with our key ring. Now I can put this thing on my keychain if I ever wanted to. Now that I have everything all put together, the final step is I'm going to polish this copper right here, and I'm going to use this polisher to polish this top. I got it all done, all assembled, all polished up. It looks really good. But just before I reveal it, let me just say this. About 85% of my viewers are not subscribed. And if you made it this far in the video, please make sure you subscribe. If you made it this far in the video, that means you like what I do and you enjoy watching my work. And if you do subscribe, you get to check out my newer videos when I upload them. And you can always check out my older videos. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're a new viewer. Here it is, and it looks great. So you can see it's all polished up. It looks really nice and really shiny. It has a very strong steampunk look to it. Got the key ring on it. I put my keys on it. Really comfortable on the finger. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start testing it and see how strong this thing is. So I'm going to test it on this frozen water bottle, or mostly frozen. It's not 100% frozen, maybe like 80% frozen, but still pretty solid. And I'm going to be testing it on this and see how strong this little key ring is. Still strong and still held up really well, 100% together. And as you can see, it did crack the ice a little bit right here where I kept striking it. I kept hitting in the same spot over and over again, and it did a lot of damage to the ice. You can clearly see it's got some pretty deep cracks in it. Nothing too big, but this is a solid piece of ice, or mostly solid, and it did a lot of damage for such a little weapon. So my overall thoughts on this weapon is a nice little pocket-sized weapon. It did hurt my hand a little bit as I was striking it, but not that bad. And it's also a little big and a little bulky, but again, not that bad. It's still this is my first key ring I'd ever made, or my knuckle duster ring. And even though it is kind of big and a little bulky, you can hold it different. You can hold it like that. Or you can hold it like that. There's different ways you can hold it. And it's still pretty decent in the hands when you're striking a solid block of ice, or again, mostly solid. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still a really decent weapon to have. And you can also see on these corners, I rounded them down a little bit. Before it was really sharp, and I sanded them down so it'd be more round. So as I was using it, those sharp edges wouldn't be digging into my fingers. So it's pretty safe to use. And another cool thing about this little keychain, if you're ever with a group of friends or at a party, you can take out this keychain and you can use it as a good icebreaker to lighten the mood. Yeah, I know, that joke was a bit blunt. Okay, no more stupid cheesy jokes anymore. I'll knock it out now. So I'm going to wrap things up by saying thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a new viewer, please make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like the video and also leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this thing I made. And if you want to help me get more viewers and more subscribers, please make sure you share my video on social media. Thank you for watching.